Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of Boxing Talk, my people. And in this round, my guys, this round, I just want to cover the main event on the Riyadh season fight card delivered to us last night, the 12th of October, from the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Riyadh season fight card delivered to us by none other than Turkey Al Sheikh, who has so far not failed to deliver the best fights to us fans, best paydays, and best matchups to the fighters also. So yeah, well done there, Mr. Turkey Al Sheikh. Great job, well done so far for boxing, for the service of boxing by His Excellency, of course. So without any further delay, let's just get straight into the main event between Atur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight title, my guys. That is all four belts that Dimitri Bivol, that Atur Beterbiev came away with on the night via the judges' ruling, unanimous decision, my people. Some people are saying that, Bivol actually won the fight, but I actually find it very hard to make a strong case for Bivol, to tell you the truth, because although I chose Bivol coming into the fight to actually emerge the winner, well, Atur Beterbiev, I had to give the fight to him, and I actually scored it 115-113. The difference being just one round between the fighters, my guys, my people. And actually, I will go as far as saying that I am not mad at all at the judge that actually scored it 116-112. I mean, after all, it is just one round different from my scorecard, my guys. And in most scorecards, who scored it by just one round for Beterbiev as well. But a draw in that case, then it was a very close fight. So a draw for me would have also been very fair, but most definitely not a win for Dimitri Bivol. And I will tell you why. This is how Beterbiev came away with that unanimous decision win, and what made him effective, the more effective fighter in the ring on the night, my guys. And Atur Beterbiev, number one, he's very naturally strong, my guys. Very strong and durable. That man is like granite. His whole body is granite. Never mind his chin. Again, Atur Beterbiev, his stamina is up there. His stamina, that guy is relentless, doesn't stop coming forward, didn't get tired at all in this fight, although I've seen him get tired in the fight with him and Anthony Yard. So shout out Anthony Yard, kudos to you, my guy. Great credit to you. Now your fight with Beterbiev is looking even better and better now with time, to tell you the truth. Also, what made that fight good for Beterbiev was his constant pressure, my people. And fourth, his jab, my guys. So to put all of this together, let me start with the jab. You see, Atur Beterbiev's jab is not a long piston jab, my guys. It's not one of those jabs that just would have knocks your head back and you're you know what I'm saying. But however though, the jab is number one. Very heavy. It's heavy and powerful. Why? Because it's coming from a big, powerful individual who is in peak condition, my guys. Although he is 39 years old, the man is in peak condition and still a very, very high elite fighter. So that is the strength behind his jab, my guys. Also, that jab is very consistent, my guys. Very, very consistent. Never stops pumping the jab. Doesn't give you even a fraction of a second to rest. He's constantly pumping that jab, and he did that on the night versus Dimitri Bivol, my people. And you know, as you know how the great saying says is that the shortest distance to any destination is, of course, a straight line. And in boxing, when you're under attack, you see, the jab is not only the easiest punch to get off and to score with, it is also the straightest punch. So therefore, the quickest punch to get to its destination, to get to its mark, my guys, my people, especially when you're very consistent with it and not allowing even a fraction's rest from your opponent before you even a fraction of a second's rest from your opponent before the next jab is coming at him. So yeah, that makes it very, very hard to counter because it gets to the destination quicker, and again one is coming right after the other consistently. So it makes it very, very hard to counter without getting hit first. And that is what the problem was, I believe, for Bivol, not being able to counter as much as I know he would have wanted. So yeah, we note that down as a credit to Atur Beterbiev's jab, my guys, my people. Also, that constant jab as he throws it, well, because the opponent doesn't really want to get hit by the jab off of throwing a counter, well, that will force him to keep his gloves up consistently from a consistent jab, my guys. Therefore, leaving an opening or buying time for Beterbiev to add other punches, other combinations like his right hand. Although in this fight, Beterbiev's punches were mostly single shots, but like I said, there were single shots that, you know, were coming at you constantly. You know, like jab here, right hand, jab here, right hand. It's not like boop, boop, boop combinations. Not that kind of fighter. But he's a very, very disciplined fighter with his jab and his right hand, and got a great educated jab, my people. So yeah, that is the brilliance of Atur Beterbiev's jab, my people. And also, I would like to say about the jab is that he uses it to clear his path before he edges forward. So he might edge forward when is at long range without actually throwing the jab, even though he would throw the jab as well in that distance. But you know, he will throw the jab more when he's getting to closer quarters, where he's most comfortable doing his most effective work. So he will throw the jab first to clear his path, my guys. And what that does is, as soon as when he throws his jab to clear the path, of course his opponent putting his gloves up, buying him time to step forward, yeah. And by the time he has stepped forward, he's throwing another jab. His opponent backing up again from that jab with his gloves up. Again, he's stepping forward again. So that allows him to gain momentum in his forward movement and therefore be able to keep consistent pressure on his opponent while the gloves is up, like I said, throwing the right hand behind it throwing other punches, hooks behind the jab, my guy. So the jab disguises a lot of things for Atur Beterbiev in this fight, and the jab added with his footwork. So the jab allows his footwork to gain him great positioning on the inside, my people. So that is what I observed there. And again, one thing about Atur Beterbiev is that he's got this this reputation of having immense power, my people. So as he throws the jab and he's stepping forward relentlessly, I'm throwing the jab relentlessly as well. Well, the opponent is always in constant suspense while keeping his hand up, and this suspense forces Bivol to keep his hands up even longer, possibly than he should have been, because he just doesn't know when that right hand is coming. So the suspense is created because he just doesn't know when that right hand might come behind the jab and actually land and cause that devastating punch, my people. Already you can see by Bivol's fighting style, he does not have great confidence on his ability to take punches on the chin, my guys. It was very obvious, my people. So he relies mostly on his defense. And again, Dimitri Bivol, Atur Beterbiev never ever loading up at any situation in that fight. We never see him. I didn't even see him swing a punch. Everything was off the elbows, kept short and very crisp, and compact, his punches. So short, crisp, compact punches getting to the target much quicker than anything else that you would want to deliver while loading up, my guys. And that again did a great service to get to the target quicker than his opponent. And also because he's not loading up, he doesn't swing and miss. So therefore he's always in perfect balance, always in perfect synchronicity of any momentum that he builds up, any rhythm that he's built up with his jab and works, and with his jab and footwork, and works off of them, So because his balance is there, that means his sturdiness is always there, always in a position where he can counter, always in a position where he can punch. And he also showed great defensive responsibility. Even when he's going forward with his jab, he always has his free hand up and always brings the jab hand back to protect his face every time. So always consistently in a high guard of some sort or another, my people. So showing great fundamentals there. Not only that, but great defensive responsibility. Atur Beterbiev, despite the fact that this man has a granite chin and a great beard to go with it, my people, that just protects his jawline from getting, not from getting cracked, but when he does get cracked, the damage is a lot less than an individual that doesn't possess such attributes, my people. So that is my analysis of the fight, looking from the angle of Atur Beterbiev as to why he clinched the victory. All the things I've put together, molding all of them together in order to make a great fight for himself. In fact, Not only that, but Atur Beterbiev has great stamina, guys. Great gas in his tank. A lot of gas in his tank to keep him going. And again, I think what would have helped with that is him, of course, not loading up. So using minimum energy to great effect. Also, while moving forward, he would edge forward slowly, walk forward slowly. So taking time to do his work, very much like a small act, chopping down a big tree. You will never know that he is in fact the big tree and not the small act. This is a case of a big tree acting as if he's a small axe, and of course doing that very effectively, my people. So that is my analysis done with Atur Beterbiev as to why he clinched the victory from Bivol. So let me now move on to Bivol and look at what he did or did not do very well. What he did very well and what he didn't do very well. Well, he initially was jabbing very well. Initially, the first, I'll say the first 3 rounds, he was jabbing very well, keeping the distance very well, and also landing very good, landing off of his flurries. Every time when you would get, see an opening, he would quickly get in there with quick flurries, and that was serving him a lot of good. He's landing some clear punches there, for Bivol. And again, we saw almost straight away that he could not stand and hold the center with Atur Beterbiev, my guy. So he was constantly fighting off the back foot, but doing so very well, very defensively responsible, keeping his high guard up at every single time. However, I think he would have done very well while keeping his high guard every so often, change levels of his high guard while Beterbiev is moving forward. Therefore, while Beterbiev steps forward with a jab, he goes down with the with his high guard up. Something, very sudden, very abrupt and hard to read. That would have been hard to read by Beterbiev. But at the same time, you go down with your high jab, sneak a jab to the stomach every time, and that would have stopped him in his tracks, and he did apply that. I think I saw it once or twice in the third and in the first, second, and third round, but it was not enough, my guys. Also, the flurries that he was throwing off his counters, were not enough. There were far and few in between. Although he did deliver the more powerful, cleaner punches that were having no effect on the granite chin of Beterbiev. They were having no effect at all. The man was just way too strong for Bivol. And again, his gas tank was just too much, too relentless for Bivol, who I could see just slowing down and getting tired. But then again, not enough body punches in this fight by either fighter. You see, Beterbiev would have slowed down Bivol much earlier if he was working that body. I know from round 8 he realized and started working the body more. And what happened? Well, Bivol started to slow down, and in the 11th round, you saw that he had to take a round off and take a rest. The man was not hurt. He was not hurt. He was just simply tired, my guys, of the relentlessness of Beterbiev, of the body work of Atur Beterbiev, the body work he started doing from round 8 onwards, but still it did not put in enough body work through the fight, my people. I have to say, neither fighter did. Another thing I want to talk about, I think Bivol did very well, is that while he was moving backwards, his backwards fighting is it's up there. It's top tier, my people, because to be facing that kind of relentlessness and not get clipped that much, that is brilliant, my guys. That is due, of course, to not only his high guard that he was keeping, but his lateral movement, always making Atur Beterbiev restart and change direction in order to cut Bivol off so that he can close the distance. Beterbiev, however, was very good at cutting the ring off, but Bivol was also very excellent in his lateral movement. So when immediately when he would get cut off, he would change direction straight away to the other side. So if he moved to the right, you cut off that side, is straight to his left, or he will move at an angle backwards. And yeah, that was serving him very, very well and keeping him in the fight and making it able for him to allow his counters when he gets an opening, land his flurries. But even the flurries, I might as well say, tell you now, a lot of them were not landing. A lot of them were bouncing off of Beterbiev's his arms, when not bouncing off his head. Of course, they were bouncing off of his arms. The reason why Beterbiev, if you look at his face, not much damage at all. But if you go back to Beterbiev's fight with Anthony Yarde, whoa, you saw the damage on Beterbiev's face, my guys. On both fighters received damage in that fight. And Anthony Yarde, I might as well congratulate you from now, my guys. You did really, really great. And after this fight, it makes your fight even look better. It makes your efforts look even better. You are a top light heavyweight, and you are going to go places, my people. But one thing you need to know is how to pace your fights, and knowing when to fight, when not to fight, and also knowing the punches to throw at the right time. Because I believe, yeah, you lost that fight to Beterbiev due to an uppercut that you threw from way too far out, and you got caught, my guys. But yeah, that said though, I think Bivol put up a great account for himself. He fought a great fight, used great tactics where he was beaten, because you couldn't cope with the strength, the relentlessness, the power of Beterbiev. So it was very clear he had to fight on the back foot, and he did that very, very well. So my scorecard is not based on the fact that Beterbiev was on the back, that Bivol was on the back foot. I don't see that as running. I see that as using the skills that you have to an advantage for you to win a fight against another fighter with a totally opposite, different set of skills, my people. But yeah, he did very, very well in that case when you look at it like that. But where I scored him down is that his output was just not enough, not effective enough, my guys. And Beterbiev on the other side, there were punches that were getting in there that people were not seeing. A lot of his grazing punches even sometimes hit Bivol flush, my guys. But like I said, he's not one of those fighters that will just hit you one time with one big swing power punch trying to get you out of there. But his punches are very, very heavy and strong, and that was what Bivol could not cope with. That was what kept him on the back foot. That led by the jab was what kept him on the back foot. Bivol could have improved his activity by jabbing more, but I think he became a little bit, over cautious, thinking that Beterbiev will go over the top. But what he could have done there, he should have jabbed, step backward, lateral movement, jab again, quickly and form a rhythm with that jab. And I believe that would have worked immensely for him and frustrated Beterbiev a lot. Possibly would have got him tired, like how he was getting tired in his fight versus Anthony Yarde, my guys. But that being said, I would say this is possibly the the hardest fight for both fighters so far. You know, aside from the Anthony Yard fight, I'm not gonna compare that to this fight in that way, because these two fighters are obviously the best of the division. You can tell from this fight anyway. But yeah, Bivol did great, but Beterbiev did better in my account. You know, but I'm looking at their their post fight interviews. Neither fighter thought that they did that well on their own account. You know, I mean, when they were trying to convince Beterbiev that he won, it didn't look like he thought he won. And when they were trying to convince Beterbiev that he won, it didn't look like he was convinced that he won either. I'm telling you, and they both said it outright. They didn't think they did that well. So I believe maybe the true result of the fight, regardless of me giving it to Beterbiev, that was my eyes in it. But the two fighters being in there in the ring, they know what their opponents was doing great, that was stopping the best of their work to come out. So by their account, it's a draw, my guys. By the two fighters account, it's a draw, my people. Regardless of what the judges think, we think, they think it's a draw. I know, I can tell. So with that said though, that's all I have for you on this round of this boxing talk, my people. You can catch me here next time on Body and Mind Sports. But before you leave, my people, do like, share, subscribe, and of course drop your comments below, my people. And with that said, as always, stay super blessed.